Module 4. Setting up your virtual plant. Outsourcing in pharma is a team sport. Even though you are outsourcing development and manufacturing, you still require a multidisciplinary team, both internally and externally, to work together in order to achieve the results you need. This team is often referred to as a virtual plant. As a definition, a virtual plant refers to the cross-functional group of internal and external stakeholders who collaborate to manage a successful outsourcing project. The model allows companies to leverage the best expertise, regardless of location, to drive innovation and quality. Some of the key benefits include allowing subject matter experts, referred to as SMEs, to collaborate, regardless of the geographical distance. This enables better problem solving and decision making with diverse perspectives. You can increase efficiency and speed through clearly defined roles, enhancing communication and collaboration between internal and external partners. And this model improves project visibility and transparency for all stakeholders. The first step is to identify your internal stakeholders, people from different departments who need to work together for the project to be a success. The first role is that of your project manager, often your external manufacturing lead. This person is your key linchpin who oversees the project timeline and milestones and who coordinates activities across the CRO and CDMO and with internal stakeholders. Other important roles will include the technical lead, who ensures that manufacturing processes are correct and compliant and can be called on for technical transfers and troubleshooting. Quality assurance, or QA, oversee compliance, audits and documentation, and would review and approve batch records. Supply chain, manage the material supply, logistics and inventory, and coordinate shipment. Regulatory affairs, ensure compliance with requirements and manage documentation for regulatory submissions. Procurement, manage sourcing, contracting, pricing and payment terms, as well as monitoring the budget and the financial aspects of the partnership. A legal representative would review the contracts and agreements, addressing any legal issues or disputes. And an R&D or analytical lead would be responsible for overseeing analytical testing and method development. It's worth noting that different companies will have different job titles and approaches to this, and that an early stage biotech may only have one person responsible for everything initially. Having established your internal team, the next step is to define external stakeholders within the CRO or CDMO, with the objective so that you can pair your experts up with theirs. While the outsourcing relationship will be managed day-to-day by your project manager or external manufacturing business manager, the aim is that subject matter experts can have a direct line of communication with their counterpart as and when they need it. As can be seen in this diagram, courtesy of Merck Life Science. In order to clarify who does what, a RACI matrix is a useful tool. RACI is a project management tool which defines for any task who is responsible, i.e. the person who actually carries out the process or task, who is accountable, i.e. who is ultimately accountable for the process or task being completed, who is consulted, which may be a subject matter expert who's not directly involved with carrying out the task, and who just needs to be informed, those who are kept in the loop but don't actually need to do anything. Throughout the life cycle of a drug's research, development and manufacturing, the level of involvement of these team members will vary considerably. For example, when first onboarding a new service provider, it will be particularly intensive for all team members. But for a more established relationship, there will be much less involvement from most participants. Let's look at 3 different scenarios which show the different level of involvement of the team. In each scenario, the project manager remains as the linchpin, pulling in the other team members as required. First is business as usual. For most ongoing contract manufacturing operations, the project manager will have regular check-ins with their counterpart at the CMO and keep the rest of the team involved as and when they're needed to ensure quality compliance is adhered to and to make sure the project continues to run smoothly and on budget. For a tech transfer, this will require far more involvement from all team members. Technical leads, quality, regulatory affairs, all need to be heavily involved for the successful execution of the tech transfer. And at a time of supply chain disruption, the technical and R&D team might be needed to conduct impact assessments and adapt processes, Supply chain will need to be involved with resolving the disruption. Procurement and legal teams will likely need to be involved both with the current contract and in alternative sourcing options. And finally, it's important to build clear escalation paths into your operating model. In any project, the timely resolution of issues is crucial to preventing bottlenecks and keeping the project on track. An escalation pathway ensures that projects are escalated to the appropriate level of authority as they arise. It should be built into the contract from the start, so that project teams can quickly address problems before they turn into major roadblocks. Escalation should always be done in a positive way, so it doesn't feel like you're going over people's heads, but instead trying to resolve issues for the benefit of the wider team and the project. Takeaways from this module. Virtual plants bring together a team of internal and external subject matter experts, or SMEs, facilitated with project management. Create a RACI matrix, or an equivalent, to document who is responsible, accountable, consulted, and informed for each project task or decision. Establish clear decision-making authority and escalation pathways. And agree on communication cadence, reporting requirements, and issue resolution processes. Next, watch this interview, in which Federica Freschetti describes how MSD use virtual plant teams to manage their outsourcing activities. Please test your knowledge by taking this short quiz.